should be a 15-minute show, so you can watch it twice. You know that always excites me. So settle back in that very comfortable spot and don't let anyone interrupt you. Because there are a lot of reasons to cheer and celebrate Cardinal athletics. Sports Night is next.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sports Night. I'm Joe Young.
And I'm Howie Shapiro. It's going to be a quick one.
It is. We didn't get much video.
Nope,
a lot of
events
were canceled on Thursday due to the weather. A lot of teams have very busy weeks this week. We do have a lot of stuff to talk about and some good stuff to talk about, but we're going to jam it all in since we only have 3 pieces of video. We're going to do it in 15 minutes.
If you like graphics, this is your show.
We're going to start by talking about the football team. Cardinals won a huge game on the road on Friday, and now they come home for back-to-back contests. Their matchup with Spring Lake Park was a huge test early in the season. Panthers were also 1-1 and coming off a big win over Irondale. It was their home opener, and they were fired up to take the field and face off with the Cardinals. 2 teams coming off of wins, looking to get on a roll. Both teams turning it over early, though. After an interception on the Cardinals' opening drive, this blunder by the Panthers. Pitch hits the turf. Shai Williams is there to scoop it up for the Cardinals. 2 turnovers aside in the first half. Coon Rapids able to turn this one into points. It's only 3, but 25-yard Alex Findley field goal gets the Cardinals on the board first late in the first quarter. After another defensive takeaway, the offense takes off. Jake Van Holzen with time airs it out down the left sideline, right in stride to Jordan Doe, a 25-yard strike. Cardinals up 10 midway through the second. Down to the final 30 seconds of the half, Cardinals 2nd and 14 from the Panther 36. Van Holzen is going to go deep again over the top to Jordan Doe. Huge night for that combo. Doe had 9 catches for 177 yards and 2 scores. 17-0 at the half. Cardinals defense got another takeaway on the Panthers' first play of the second, and 3 plays later, Van Holzen finds a seam on the keeper, takes it 31 yards for the score. He had 230 yards passing, led the team with 58 rushing yards. All Cardinals up 23-0. The defense huge for the Cardinals. They had 5 takeaways against the Panthers. This one was more of a giveaway as Joseph Tarnu played center field for the interception, but he gets him a good return, and the Cardinals were pitching a shutout into the fourth quarter when the Panthers tried to mount a comeback. Great reverse on the 3rd and goal from the 11. Cardinals have no chance. Wetzel walks into the end zone. A 2-point conversion made it 23-8. Panthers threatening again. Zach Dunbar floats one over the defense for his big 6'5" receiver Caleb Skelly to go up and get. Cardinals stop the 2-point conversion, though, and they hold on from there for the 23-14 win. Their first road win of the year, and their first streak of the year.
You know, it was really nice to see both sides of the ball play well. A little bit of slower start, obviously, for the offense, but I thought they did a really nice job of getting it going. I thought the Jake Van Holzen did a really nice job. He was accurate, he was calm in the pocket, and he was able to lead that offense. Then you look at the other side of the ball. This defense is special, and I think they'll keep them in just about any game that they're in, as long as the offense is holding their end, and I think they can, because I think it was something that they're starting to hit on all cylinders. It's a pretty good little football team. Yeah,
the one concern is keeping the scoring going deeper into the third quarter and into the fourth to really put teams away. Spring Lake Park had an opportunity to come back. They failed the 2-point conversion. They got the ball back. They came down, and the Cardinals held on 4th down. But, still, it was a 2-possession game at that time. But a win is a win. They'll definitely take it.
You bet.
But they want to see – it was the same thing the week before against Forest Lake. Big first half offensively, and then not so much happening in the second. They've got to be able to move the ball well both halves.
Yeah, but they have to feel pretty good about the fact they're 2-1 to get that road win, and they come back with some home cooking.
Oh, and some big home cooking. Let's take a look at what else happened in the Suburban Blue. Armstrong stays undefeated, blanking Park Center 43-0. Hopkins gets a win over Forest Lake 14-6, and Irondale in a non-con match beats up on Henry Sibley 34-7. And as you look at the standings, 2 teams left undefeated in the rankings, the Cardinals and the Falcons up top. Hopkins, Irondale, both 1-1. Spring Lake Park 1-2. They have not yet played either of their non-conference contests. Forest Lake and Park Center both off to 0-2 and 0-3 starts on the season. This next week, the Cardinals host Irondale, who got the big win over Henry Sibley. They're going to be feeling a little bit better. But then Park Center the week after, who's still at 0-3. You can't overlook anybody. But these are two teams the Cardinals need to beat. And if they can beat them, they go into Armstrong really with a game that could be the conference championship.
Yeah, Armstrong's awfully good, but you're right. You know, these guys aren't going to look past anybody. They play one game at a time, but two very winnable games on their schedule, back-to-back home contests.
Well, the tennis team been very busy the last week, and it started last Saturday and actually last Friday. I didn't have these results in full before last week's show, but they did finish off the rain-delayed match against Spring Lake Park with a 7-0 win. Then went up to Brainerd and finished third place, a good finish for them in an individual tournament. Then we went out of order just a little bit. There we go. Champlin Park, another 4-3 win for the Cardinals. That is huge. They win a couple of them in tiebreaker. It went down to those two events. Cardinals were down 3-0 in this one and came back and won 4, including Severson at second singles, Georgie and Murillo at second doubles, both winning in tiebreakers to get the Cardinals another win, 4-3. Then they went and beat up on Park Center, 7-0. A couple of girls getting an opportunity to get into the lineup against a lesser opponent and getting victories for the Cardinals. Then on Saturday, they were at the Totino Grace Invite, and they beat the host team 5-2. Goldman got a win at third singles. Ross and Nicholas a win at third doubles in 6-love fashion. And then they played Rogers, and they played a straight doubles lineup, 5 doubles matches, and the Cardinals win 3 of the 5. Ross and Jones at fifth doubles, 1-6-7, 6-1, 10-5. And you see Hanula and Severson also winning in a tiebreak at first doubles. But that means the Cardinals right now, 12-1 on the year.
A great start. We got an email from Coach Stork earlier in the week, or it was over the weekend, and just kind of filling us in. And really the fact that they're off at a 12-1 start, I'm not saying he's totally surprised, but I think he's pleasantly surprised about the start to this team.
Knew they were good?
Yeah, just didn't know exactly how good.
What's so impressive about this team is their wins in in meets that have come down to one match.
It was the opposite last year.
I think they're like 5-1 or 6-1 in those matches. That's incredible. And they wrap up the regular season already this week. They have 4 games in 4 days. They're at St. Francis on Monday, host Centennial Tuesday. Minneapolis Roosevelt is here on Wednesday, and then they host Anoka on Thursday. And Howie,
we'll be there with a very special guest.
Guest.
Rafael Nadal will be in town. He's going to join us at the table.
Chris Everett and John McEnroe?
No, they canceled.
Oh,
Rafi was our third choice, but
okay.
we got him. We got him.
That's not who it is. Tune in and you'll find out.
Oh, come on! Now everybody's going to think that we had some pull. Well, the volleyball team had a pair of matches last week, starting with a trip to Irondale on Wednesday. The Knights came in at 7-1 on the season, and all but 2 of their victories were straight sets. The Cardinals would need to be on their game all night if they hope to keep pace. Coon Rapids down early, but able to make it interesting to the end. Grace Henneman pushes this one to the midcourt, finds a hole in the defense for the point. Cards trail by 8. Still chipping away the lead, they set up for Becca Masteller on the left side. She leaves no doubt the cannon to the back corner. Well, the comeback, unfortunately, it's going to fall short. Masteller denied the middle. The block helps. Irondale's going to secure a 25-17 win in the first set. Coon Rapids able to get going a little early in the second. Henneman attacking the back line of Irondale and getting over one of her 4 kills in the match. Cardinals fired up and playing with the lead. Masteller again able to bounce this one off the block into the floor. 15-11 Coon Rapids. Well, it's tight to the end. Cards up 24-23. Knights scramble for an attack in the middle, but it's long, and the Cardinals even the match with their 25-23 win. Coon Rapids gets some confidence and put some concern into the Irondale fans. Knight gets an early lead in the third set, but the Cardinals keep fighting to stay close. Peyton Shevchuk punches it to the soft spot in the defense for the point. It's a 1-point deficit at that point. Coon Rapids down 5 midway through. Great quick play at the net. Bella Bresnahan able to find the back corner, but Irondale gets the advantage with a 25-18 win in the third. Cardinals fighting to stay alive in the fourth. Emma Waetka serving up the ace, and it's back and forth battle at the start. Irondale able to get out front midway through, but the Cardinals keeping them close to the end. Another net battle won by the Cardinals' impressive front line. Nicole Post getting the point this time. Last chance for the Cardinals, trailing 24-21. Wilbur's pass is just over the back line. Irondale holds on with the 25-21 final in the fourth. A 3-1 loss for Coon Rapids, but gave a very good squad a challenge.
Well, yeah, and I think that's kind of, we talk about the tennis team. They've gotten to the point where they're over that hump and they're winning those 4-3 matches, and that's kind of where the volleyball team is still. They're staying close with really good teams, but coming up short. But they're battling every set. They're just, still a lot of season to go for them. On Thursday, they were at Centennial, and they took on the Cougars. And again, they lost in 3, but all 3 were close, 25-22, 25-21, and 25-15. Wilbur, 5 kills, 6 digs, and a block. Peyton Shevchuk led the way in digs with 13. Bresnahan had 12 assists. Mastiller had 4 kills and 4 digs, and Audrey Anderson had 3 aces to go with her 4 digs. Cardinals are at St. Francis on Tuesday. We were planning to do that one, but construction at St. Francis High School will prevent us from bringing you that. Unfortunately, they're back home on Thursday against Maple Grove, and the Cardinals doing something pretty cool. At every home game this season, the Cardinals are collecting a couple of different things. Used crayons. These crayons are then used down, melted down, and recycled into new crayons that are distributed to children's hospitals around the country. Really cool.
Very cool.
They are also collecting school supplies that are then donated to families of children at local schools. And every donation gets a free popcorn.
I love that.
Free bag of popcorn.
Well, can't beat that. I mean, I love the fact that they're just really out there helping the community, and that just shows you what kind of character these athletes have.
Well, and then on Thursday, October 3rd, when they host Anoka, they will have their annual Dig Pink Night. That's something that Coach John Enns brought with him. And that's a big event for him. Some extra concessions, raffle prizes, T-shirts, and a Fill the Bucket donation challenge. Last year, they raised over $2,000 to go to a couple of local families that are battling cancer. So fantastic,
wonderful
events, and we appreciate that they do those types of things in the community. Swimming and diving team, a couple of events last week. On Tuesday, they were at Andover to face off against the Huskies. They lost, but look at that, another school record for Megan Schultz. She takes it in the 200 IM. With a time of 2 minutes, 10.10 seconds. She was also very close to the record in the 500 free with a time of 5:17:37. Ella Hacker was second in the 50 free. Emma Schmidt, third place in the 100 free. Ingvaldson was third off the board, and the 200 medley relay team finished first. Only 2 events remain in which Megan Schultz doesn't have the title, the 500 free and the 200 medley relay.
It's amazing. She's just crushing one record after another, and give her credit. I mean, she's an amazing athlete and a great swimmer, and it's fun to watch her.
Well, the Cardinals' road trip continued on Thursday when they traveled to Park Center to battle the Pirates. A little lesser opponent gave the Cardinals a chance to mix some things up, give some girls a chance to try some different events. They're really excited about the team they have and believe that shaking it up every once in a while will only make them better. Cardinals owned the top spots in this one, winning every event except diving and frequently sweeping the podium. Tamala King sets the pace in the 200 free, winning in 2 minutes 16.24 seconds. She had teammates in second and third. 200 individual medley, and it's sophomore Ella Hacke's turn to shine. She was all alone at the end in this one. Will coast to the win in 2 minutes 21.09 seconds. Classmate Emma Schmidt finished second. Don't worry, Schmidt had her turn too. Her turn for the top spot comes in the 500 free. She puts up a great time, gets in under 6 minutes of 5:98, or 5:58, excuse me, and more than a full minute ahead of second place. Oh, and by the way, second and third places also Cardinal sophomores. 200 freestyle relay, freshmen Michaela D'Souza and Laura McCarr get the first half and get the Cardinals a solid lead. Junior Emma Fitzgerald has the third leg, and she hands it off to senior Tamala King to bring it home. Solid time of 1 minute 55.92 seconds. But the big story of the night, no surprise, is courtesy of Megan Schultz. 2 nights after another school record, she gets a different kind of record. Schultz won the 100 butterfly in 58.29 seconds, a new pool record at Brooklyn Junior. Cardinals win easily 98-75, just adding to that list of records.
Yeah, and again, it was a nice meet there. They got the win and a great opportunity to continue improving on your times, and it's good to see.
Well, the Cardinals on Saturday were at the Panther Invitational. They moved up from their position last year, finishing in third place. Megan Schultz was first in the 200 IM, Ella Hacker first in the 100 fly, Schultz again in the 100 breast. Emma Schmidt was third place in the 500 free with a solid time of 5:14. 400 free relay took first place. That was Hacker, Schmidt, King, and Schultz. Cardinals host Anoka on Thursday, and then it's off to the University of Minnesota Aquatic Center for the Maroon and Gold Invite on Saturday.
That's always a good one, so that should be fun competition.
Well, the cross-country team was in Lakeville last week for the Applejack Invitational, and Coach Denny Green really happy with the way they finished, especially the boys. Look how close they are from their five guys in just over a minute between, or just over 20 seconds between their five guys, from 17:53 to 18:09, 36th to 52nd place. They finished 7th as a team out of, I think there were 18 teams involved. The girls team finished in 15th place. And again, that's a younger girls team. There they are, 15th place with a score of 444. Sarah Eichstad, the top finisher, in 77th place. And again, you know, some athletes grouping together is going to work, and their time's all relatively close. You know, the top three in the 22s, and the bottom, the fourth and fifth runners in the 24.5 range. Cross-country team has the Malacca Mega Meet coming up on Saturday. Next week, they'll have the Mustang Invitational on Friday, and then the Roy Griak Invitational at the University of Minnesota on Saturday.
Yeah, the Griak, that's a big one as well, so a lot of competition in that event.
Soccer teams had one game rained out, but they played on Tuesday and then on Saturday. And on Saturday, the boys finally broke the goose egg. After losing 2-0 to Elk River on Tuesday, they beat the Spring Lake Park Panthers 2-1. Haida and Harmon had the goals. Cardinals get the monkey off their back with the 2-1 victory. They're 1-4-1 coming into play this week. And they've got a very busy week because that game from Thursday was postponed till Monday. They'll play in Blaine on Monday. They're at Totino on Tuesday. They're at Osseo on Thursday and at St. Francis on Saturday. That's a busy, busy week.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're gonna see what their test their depth and that type of thing. But to get that first win, it's got to feel pretty good, and that's something to build upon.
Well, the girls soccer team had their great start, and a tough week for the Lady Cardinals. They lose a pair of 1-0 contests to Elk River, and then at home against Spring Lake Park on Saturday. Still at 2-3-1, a pretty solid place to be.
Yep.
A little more than, right about midway through the season, and they too have that very busy schedule with 4 games over the next 5 days. Monday against Blaine, Tuesday against Totino, Thursday against Osseo, and Saturday against St. Francis. I guess 4 games in 6 days, but either way, a busy schedule.
Well, yeah, and then we get a chance to see them a week from today, Monday, at home against Champlain Park.
And we, as always, will look forward to that. We're excited to see volleyball on the road against St. Francis, but unfortunately unable to do that. We will bring you that tennis event on Thursday against Anoka. Stay tuned for the special secret guest. And then on Friday, the Cardinals open the first of 2 home contests against Irondale. And then, as you mentioned, boys and girls soccer doubleheader. Coon Rapids hosting Champlain Park on Monday the 23rd. But that is going to do it for this edition of Sportsnight. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying good night.